Hello.
Hi.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I am Josephine Nyiranzeyimana. I'm from Rwanda, and I'm going to make a short presentation and then share the stage with my colleague Richard from Kenya. So today we want to share with you our story in Africa, and we will be sharing the two countries' experience in digital transformation and innovation to solve the problems in our continent. So my presentation will cover those topics, and I want to tell you more about my country. But before starting the presentation, I want to thank the organizers of this conference and thank Positivo BGH for inviting us to really take part of this good experience and get to see what is happening here in Curitiba, Brazil. Thank you very much. So Rwanda is a small country in Africa. As you can see, it's only 26, almost 300 kilometers square, and a population of 12 million. And as you might know, we went through a sad tragedy in 1994, where we had a genocide against Tutsi that took lives of more than 1 million Rwandans. But thereafter, the country started the journey to rebuild and get stronger. So this is the landscape, how it looks. We have a very hilly terrain with lots of hills, but we're also on the track to develop and become an advanced and developed country. So some few facts of where we are from the years around 2000. We were able to make some steps and have achieved to become the second safe place in Africa. As of 2018, we are a green country. We are ranked number 17 by the World Travel Guide, the second most competitive country in Africa, 5 best place for women. The gender promotion in Rwanda is very encouraging for women, so it's really nice to see that even in our parliament we have more than 60% women represented. We have good efforts to ensure our cybersecurity and many others. So how did we get there? So around the year 2000, that's when the government, under the leadership of His Excellency Paul Kagame, took a decision to transform the country and really stated and defined a vision to become a knowledge-based economy by 2020. So a lot of strategies were put in place, and as you see, key pillars to achieve this was to really have a strong state with good governance, develop the human capital, put the right infrastructure, and then promote regional and international integration. But all this was to happen through an enabler, which is ICT and digital technologies. So also strategies were put in place to leverage technology to fast-track our development. The enabling environment was set in Rwanda. The infrastructure was developed, e-services, and then another very well elaborate strategy called the Smart Rwanda was also developed. So in the Smart Rwanda master plan, the 3 main foundations were to ensure that ICT is very well managed and governed, and then through the infrastructure that we have, we ensure that it's shared and secured, and then that the people are capacitated to really interact with technology. And this was going to be led by 7 key sectors. As you can see, the pillars of the vision of the Rwanda were education, health, trade, agriculture, finance, governance, women empowerment through technology were the main pillar to drive this digital transformation. So we were able to achieve a lot. I'm just trying to rush through so you can see where we came from. So for instance, today in Rwanda, we are able to manage all the public finance through a system called Finance Management Information System, the IFMIS, Integrated Finance Management System. It's used across the government in Rwanda to manage all the public finances. All the procurement in public institutions are done through the e-procurement system called Umucho. We have the IECMS, Integrated Electronic Case Management Systems. So in the justice sector in Rwanda, you don't file a case on paper, you file it on the system, and it's really treated. You are given an appointment, everything is done online. And through Irembo, government can offer services to citizens, and today we have around 100 services accessed through Irembo. There are other many projects, but I also wanted to emphasize on how we are using ICT to transform our education. So we have the Smart Classroom project, whereby the government have partnered with Positivo BGH, and they've set an assembly plant in Kigali, Rwanda, and they are producing laptops from there. So those computers are distributed in schools, and are being used for teaching the students. So in general, we've achieved a lot, leveraging ICT, and it has contributed to our country advancement. As you can see, we have fiber across the entire country, reaching all the districts and border posts. We have a national data center. We've distributed 1 laptop per child in primary schools, and most of the primary schools are covered. We have 4G coverage at 96% population coverage. The internet penetration is increasing. We are at 50%. The same for phone penetration. And you can see that we were able to make digital migration that has opened competition in the broadcasting industry. It's very important for us to have many media houses, information producers, if I may say, because we believe that information is the starting point of innovation. So more people having access to information through internet, through different media channels, is the source of thinking about solutions that are shared or problems that are shared across, and then people are able to innovate solutions. Also, I wanted to share one other project that Rwanda took this year, and we established the Rwanda Coding Academy, which is a new model of teaching software development. We've realized that we cannot achieve our ambitious goals without having the required human capital in quantity and quality. So the teaching methodology in terms of computer science and software development didn't allow us to have that good quality of software developers. Now with the Rwanda Coding Academy, we are able to have a dedicated kind of focus program that really helps the students to have hands-on practical skills in software development, embedded system, and cybersecurity. And this year we started with the 60 best students from national examinations. They were selected to attend this program, and they are in software development. So the idea is to have more tech-savvy kind of young people that will graduate not going for jobs, but will start their own innovations. They will create their own business. They will be self-employed. They can create companies through an ecosystem that empowers them with the right skills, with the right support from government and civil society, but also exposing them to become entrepreneurs, to find solutions of our communities, but also the globe in general, because they are trained not to be competing only on the Rwandan or African market, but to compete globally. So they are taught that they are going to be global citizens, finding solutions for, at global scale. So with this, we were also able to learn some lessons throughout this journey, and I wanted to share these few ones. So generally, we saw that awareness and digital literacy for the citizen, if you want to do a digital transformation, is very key. Also, access to devices and in an affordable manner will help the people to change and adapt to the digital transformation. Also, it's very important for people to have content. I just don't need a computer or a phone. I need a phone to access some information. I need a computer to access some data. So it's very important to have content that is contextualized to the local or the people you want to serve, be it in language or even cultural representation of the content. Specifically in ICT in education, it's very important to keep the teacher at the heart of everything you're doing. So it's very important to empower the teacher to become the leader or the champion, the agent that is going to drive the digital transformation, because we believe all starts in school, all starts with education. And then very important as well is to have all the stakeholders aligned and making sure that the plans are implemented in a coordinated manner. So by here, allow me to thank again the organizers for inviting us. With colleagues that we came along from Rwanda, from Kenya. We are very happy to be with you and to have been able to participate and seeing what is happening here from the different technology that are supporting education, but also innovation that is changing our world. So allow me to end here and introduce my colleague, Richard Turere, who's going to tell us about a solution he found for his people in Kenya. Welcome, Richard. That was it. Thank you.
Hello, hi everyone. My name is Richard Turere, and I'm 19 years old, and I'm from Kenya. So I'm gonna share to you my story. If my slides come on. Yeah, so as we're waiting for the slides to come on, so I'm Maasai, and traditionally, this is how we dress up. I got so many questions from people telling me, what do these things mean? It's, they actually, it's a funny joke, but I was telling people it's used for Wi-Fi. Yeah, those are the slides. So I'm the founder of an initiative called Lion Lights, and this is where I live. I believe in a world where humans and wildlife can coexist peacefully. But unfortunately, over the past 50 years, African lions' population has decreased by 50%. So lions are being killed by farmers through spearing and poisoning in retaliation for killing livestock. So, as you know, in Kenya, tourism is the main income earner, and lions are the major tourist attraction. So lions are very, very important to our economy. So I come from this very colorful community called the Maasai. So Maasai traditionally have kept cows as a way of life. And we actually have this belief that we came from heaven with all the cows and the land for herding them. Yeah, so when a Maasai tells you that he values his cows, he really does. So at the age of 9, I had the responsibility of looking after my father's cows. It's something that the whole community demands. It's a culture thing. My culture demands that I'm a man enough, I should be able to look after the cows. And it happens to me when I was just 9. So I used to take the cows out to herd them. And I'll bring the cows in the evening. And that's where the problem would start. The lions from the neighboring national park would visit our home and kill livestock at night. It was a very big problem, not only for my home, but the rest of the community and other communities across Kenya. On the picture on the left, top left, it's Zambia, where a farmer lost about 250 goats to lions. So this is not a community affecting, this is not a problem affecting my community also only. It's affecting the whole African community. So, yeah, so lions are killed by farmers in retaliation. So if a lion came to my home and killed cows, my community demanded that I'm a Maasai warrior, I should go and kill that lion. So it's something that happened, and that's one of the lions that was killed in my community by the Maasai warriors. So, yeah, so that's where my story starts. So, while every other boy in the community was killing lions, I told myself that I could do something different. I was always that kid who did things differently. And even the community, the boys around my community, they didn't actually think that, they actually thought I was afraid of lions. That's why every time they went killing lions, I never joined them. But I was busy doing something to come up with a solution. So I remember I used to put scarecrows around where the cows stay at night. So I'd come and put the cows inside the cow shed, and at night, every time I heard the lions coming, I would walk around and patrol and tell them that I'm there. But because I wanted to sleep, because it's at night, I was out the whole day looking after the cows. Because I wanted to sleep, I would put scarecrows near the cows so that when the lion comes at night, he's able to see me. But yeah, this worked for some days. It worked for almost a week. But the lions are also very clever animals. They eventually got used to it. So yeah, again, it didn't work. And my dad furiously told me that, where were you when a lion came? So yeah, so I kept patrolling around at night. But then I had an idea. Every time I walked around with a flashlight, a normal flashlight, the lions would never come. So that's when the idea of creating the lion lights came in my mind. So I told myself, what if I actually fooled these lions that I was there when I'm not? So that's how the lion lights are. So the lion lights, they flash and mimic that I'm always there looking after my cows when I'm in Brazil. So yeah, so basically that's the lion lights. So lion lights are powered by solar panel. I come from a community where 3 out of 20 people have electricity. So electricity is not practical. So my lion lights are powered by a solar panel that charges a very small battery. And then from there you have the small device that I created. I call it a transformer. So the transformer is what mimics my movement every night. This was actually the very basic lion lights. This is the first lion lights that I made. So yeah, I lead a team of 7 people. And our main goal is to promote a sustainable coexistence between wildlife and the community. And we've been able to refine this system to be more sustainable. So now we have lion lights that are purely dependent. They are triggered by lions. They necessarily don't have to come on unless a lion triggers it. So yeah, again, my organization that I started is called the Lion Boy Organization. We want to inspire these Maasai people. We want to change the mentality. We want to change the mentality of them so that they can help us putting this lights. So that's a picture of the new lion lights. So as you can see, that's the bulb. The small thing on top of it is a sensor. So Yeah, so this is purely set, and it can charge itself, it can turn itself on and off. Yeah. So, so this is a project that started off as a very simple idea. And as I told you, this is a problem that's affecting the rest of the communities across Africa. So we've been able to install these lion lights to other parts of Kenya. So as we speak right now, we've installed about 750 homes in Kenya with these lion lights. And yeah, we've never had any encounter with lions. It's been 6 years now with the lion lights. The farmers have not reported any animal kills in their farms. And it's a win because if the community doesn't lose livestock, then we don't lose lions. So yeah, we've installed these lion lights. The picture there is lion lights in Zambia. We've recently just started testing lions in Argentina for the pumas. And we're very excited to be doing this. So yeah, that's a very short, brief story about my organization. Yeah, if you want to support our organization, it's a Lion Boy organization. We want to tell you that we will look after the lions. We are here to make sure that the next generation will see the lions. Thank you so much. I'd like to have a few questions, if anyone wants to ask a question. I'm sure you guys have questions. Yes, I just need a friend who knows Portuguese.
Ah, tá. You said that since you installed the lion lights, anybody else killed lions because they go into the farm? So, oi? Since you installed the lion lights, I'm a little bit nervous.
It's okay.
Sorry.
Okay. It's okay to be nervous. It's normal.
You said since you installed the lion lights, sorry, there wasn't more killing lions. People didn't kill any more lions in the community.
Yeah.
I mean, when they...
It's okay. Take your time.
And there's a lot of people watching me, so I'm a little bit nervous. But it still remains any culture of killing lions. People still keep killing lions.
Okay, I get your question.
Yeah.
So, since we have lion lights, do people still kill lions? Is that the question?
People still kill lions. Okay, I'm gonna need a translator because. Porque assim, eu tô querendo dizer, tipo, desde que começou o projeto dele, as pessoas pararam de matar leões por conta dos assassinatos das vacas, das cabras, né? Mas, apesar disso, as pessoas continuaram matando leões culturalmente, assim, tipo...
So I got your question.
Sorry.
So traditionally, the Maasai were killing lions. I was born and lions were still being killed in my community. But it took some time from we took time to persuade the community that we don't need to kill lions anymore. And the community was okay about it. Felt okay about being told that the lions should not be killed. But again, the community was losing their source of livelihood, and this is at the cows. So it's really difficult to tell a community, do not kill that lion, and they don't benefit from it, you know? For example, if a cow is killed by a lion, if my cow is killed by a lion, and I depend on that cow for almost everything, then it becomes hard. So what we try to tell the government is that these people living with wildlife, if they can get small incentives from the wildlife, then it becomes easy. So the community doesn't kill lions anymore because now we have the lion lights, and they don't necessarily have to kill it because of their traditional ways. Is another question?
Alguém quer fazer mais alguma pergunta?
Os leões, eles estavam matando os animais em busca de alimento. Está sendo feito algum outro projeto para que eles consigam se alimentar ou redirecionando eles para conseguir alimento, alguma outra fonte de alimento?
Yes, so the lions eat, they have so much, they have plenty of food in the forest. There are so many, there are zebras, there are buffaloes, yeah. So they have so much food. The only reason why they kill the cows is because it's easy prey for them. It's just cows inside our home. They can easily just come and kill it without actually sweating for them. Yeah, so we're gonna end there, and thank you so much. We'll continue after.